Hi everyone, my name is Hannah. I go by Microbiologist Makes here on YouTube as well as over on Instagram. This is my Flosstube channel and you have stumbled upon episode number 17. So this is a corner of YouTube where I talk about my crafting life, cross stitch, crochet, knitting. I've picked up some other things, thrifting, of course. So welcome or welcome back if you're returning. So glad that you're all here today. I am overdue for an update. I was supposed to, or theoretically, supposed to in my own mind, film at the end of May. That just didn't happen. Grad school has really been grad schooling hard lately. So I am coming back a little later than expected. I'm filming today is June 6th, I believe. And the month is going to be steadily just getting away from me. So we're filming today, otherwise it might not happen. And I'm not sure I'll be back before July is upon us either. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But anyway, I have a lot to talk about today. Some new starts because I was having fun in May. Didn't get a lot of stitching days in, but the days that I was allowed, the days that I allowed myself to stitch were really good. So, and I got some good stitches in on some good projects. So how many times can I say good? Yeah, so we have whips, new starts, like I said, few yarn related projects. I've got some haul and an exciting little giveaway. So I haven't done one of those in a while, so stick around. Let's start with the starts. I started for Manning May. Was remiss in posting about this on social media. Maybe once I get more progress on it, I will do that. But I started loose leaf tee as part of Manning May, which is organized by Marjorie Maid, Cam the Stitcher, Bridget the Museum Stitcher, and the Seattle Stitcher, Megan. I started Loose Leaf Tee by Carolyn Manning, and I'm doing this on a 28 count even weave that I think I just picked up from Michael's. It's a Charles Craft. I'm doing it 1/1. So I framed out the first block. I would like to do all 4 at some point and have them in cute teensy little frames. I have some 2x2 frames that I think would be really cute. So that's my start. I think that's like 1,000 stitches and this is in the right direction. So I need to write like top in thread or something, backstitch a T up there or something, because I'm already like second guessing myself about orientation every time I pick it up. So that was new start number 1. The other is the style that I hopped on. So this is the Fungi book style by Living on the Rainbow. And the cover parts have been released in full. I'll put up a picture here. Today, the first page release came out. So I think it was a Stinkhorn. So I'm gonna have to just start on the pages because I'm not done with the cover. It is solid. So here's where I am. That is completely filled in on both sides and I've only started on the front cover. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of the cover and then and then keep up with the pages because they're much smaller. So far, not full coverage. This is on, so I got the finishing kit off of the seller on Etsy. I'll scroll that across the bottom. I'm not sure if they're available right now. You'd have to go check. But I got the finishing pack, so it came, as well as the materials pack. So it came with Ada, 18 count, and then the fabric for the pages is, what is it? Vintage Country Mocha. So in a corresponding count. And then the charm pack was like, or the embellishment pack was like, I think there's, I have it right here. I don't know why I'm talking about it. Trying to describe it. So here's the little finishing pack. So it has the book corners, the little mushroom charm, some felt for some reason, and some fabric. So we'll find out at the end if I make it that far. So I have the spine done, starting on the cover. Haven't touched the back. Yeah, I think this is 4,000 stitches. Just the spine and the cover. I haven't put the back into Pattern Keeper yet. That's a lot to do in a month. It started in May 3rd. I know there's like no pressure to keep up either, but at the same time, if I don't do it, it'll just like keep chipping away at the cover or the covers while I do the page releases. I'm never gonna finish it. So yeah, that's where we are at that start. The next one is, because I'm in Gigi's, a member of Gigi's, the Artsy Housewife's Patreon, you can fully expect one Gigi new start a month from here on out. I became a tier 4 member when I saw this release, Summer Plums, and a funny thing, Cross Stitch Kate and I ended up starting this like unplanned the same day we were talking about thread and fabric choices, like at the same time, and yeah, it just worked out that way. So it was fun to start this with Kate. She is doing it on a really pretty dark blue fabric, and it's stunning. That was a really great choice. I'm doing it on a piece of 28 count that 28 count even weave over 1 because it would be too big otherwise. And this is, I had Rit dyed myself a long time ago. Don't know what formulation I used or what colors. And I'm using all coloring cottons that I just sort of color matched to the Call for DMCs. And I have a moon and all the top border. So that's as wide as it's going to be, which is still like pretty decent for it being over 1. It's like 6 inches across. So got one little moon phase done. I think, yeah, that's definitely what the moon phases that drew me in. I think Kate said the same thing, so yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna have more Artsy Housewife whips than anything by the end of the year, I'm sure. Yeah, to go along with that, so those are all my starts. Now we're gonna talk about whips. My whips are what, 66% Artsy Housewife today too. So this is Geraldine's Flowers, also by Artsy Housewife. This is on, I believe this is, I don't know why I remembered it last time, but I couldn't remember it this time. The fabric is a 40 count, Stitch Me. I think it's Peanut. I didn't keep the tag, I don't think. Yeah, we'll go with Peanut. I'll scroll across the bottom if it's not. I did a little bit more on the flowers this month. I'm not sure where I was last month in comparison, but oh, it's Cinnamon by Stitch Me. That just came to me. Okay, Cinnamon, not Peanut. It's really pretty pink. It's showing up more tan. It's definitely got a pink, peachy color. So I'm plugging away at the flowers. I need to get to the bear soon. I should probably keep up with the border as well because it's not a teensy border, but that's where I am on Geraldine's Flowers. Then my favorite whip lately has been A Study in Nature by the Artsy Housewife. This is on 36 count Pearwood by Coloring Cotton. I should also mention Geraldine's Flowers. I'm using a combination. I had some of the classic color works that were called for. The rest I pulled Coloring Cottons from Stash. For A Study in Nature, I'm using they called for dinky dies, which I am loving. And I'm officially at the 50% mark. So I have that whole butterfly wing done in the flowers. And yeah, just got to do the other side now. No big deal. So I love this so much. Hope it's coming across okay. The lighting is a little weird today, but at least there aren't mowers out in full force today. They mowed yesterday, so we're safe. And I'll talk about this in haul, or maybe I'll just talk about it here. I got the silks for Kathy Barrick's winter moth, or white winter moth, I'm not sure which it is, because I think I need a moth wall, or butterfly / moth wall. So that's gonna get started when I finish this. Then the last whip I have is Night Signs by Tiny Modernist. I had previously, so there's 4 of these. They were stitched all together in the model, but I'm doing them singly, and then I'm gonna do them, or make them into pillows. So I'm stitching them on 32 count slate by Fabrics by Stephanie, and I'm using I think I'm using 2 of the called for DMCs, the rest I color matched to Color and Cotton. So here's the first one I had done previously. And now I'm working on the second, and it's in the Q-snap wonky, so the border is straight, but I think I have like 600 stitches left, and then I'm done with this one. They're not very big, they're like 2,000 stitches, so I actually hadn't touched this at all the last time I saw you, so all of this is new progress. It goes really fast, and I forget how nice it is to stitch on 32 after I've been doing over 1 on 28, so scooch my flosses out of the way. So that's all I have for whips. That went fast. I do have some exciting news. I live in Ames, Iowa, and we have a new needlework store. That is Prairie Rose Needleworks. I've been there, 3 times now since they opened the end of May. It's an awesome store. I highly recommend if you're in the area. Great selection of fabric, threads. They carry also a lot of embroidery. So yeah, embroidery kits. I picked up, we'll diverge a little bit. I picked up this kit by Tamarm. That's the name of the artist. And it looks like they have an Etsy shop. But the embroidery kit is called Pink and Green House Plants. I'll see if, see if you can pick up the name of the artist, because I'm not going to try to pronounce it. And I think, I started this, and I'm doing the wishbone stitch. I thought this would be like a good way to get into embroidery, because I have a couple of vintage crewel kits from the 70s that I want to do, but they're pretty sizable. So I'm starting off smaller with this kit. I think I'm going to swap out the pink for a green so it goes in my house better, but this is where I am. I started with the I think it's called the wishbone, or is it fishbone? Fishbone, not wishbone. I started in the leaves. It looks better in the camera than it does in person. They're a little, the fishbone is, it just looks nowhere as good as the cover. But from a distance, yeah. I need to get back to work on this. It's fun, but it's not as fun as cross stitch, so I haven't made a ton of progress. But I thought it was fun to pick up a new craft. I guess speaking of new crafts, I can talk about this now. I've had some macrame cord for a while, because last summer I think I was gonna get into macrame and I didn't really. So I bought the supplies, but I didn't really get into it. So I made this little towel hanger for my dish towel in like an evening. It does go fast once you can figure out the difference between left and right because there's lots of left leaning knots and right leaning knots. And I was watching this YouTube video which was in Russian, and there was no English translation available, like the subtitles weren't working, and so I just muted it and went by visually like what were they doing. I had to slow down the video to like half speed, and even then I was rewinding back and forth, but it got done. I probably didn't choose the easiest pattern to start with, but I have a dish towel hanger now, so it's okay. I'm not gonna make another one anytime soon, but yeah, I don't know if macrame is my calling, but for right now, I mean, it was fun. It killed an evening, so there you go. My other piece of haul from Prairie Rose Needleworks, I'm looking around me because I got things stacked, is they had Forbidden Fiber Co. I've never seen Forbidden Fiber Co. fabric in person before. So I got a 1/4 yard of granite in 40 count, and I'll take it out of the plastic because it's really subtle modeling, but it's like a gray with gold and darker gray modeling. I don't know how well it's gonna come across. Yeah, you can kind of see the gold splashes, but it's so cool. No plans for this, but it's cool. So that was my haul from Prairie Rose Needleworks. I'm excited. They're going to have stitch days, so like a sampler stitching Sunday. I plan to go to those, so if you're in the area, you should come. Other pieces of haul. I think this is safe to talk about. I didn't say anything that we weren't allowed to talk about this, so I'll do a little bit of an unboxing. I purchased the Weeds and Wildflowers box from Evertote. They're doing a sale for Caroline's birthday starting July 7th. And the pattern has been shown, so I don't think it's a secret. This is Caroline's birthday box, officially. That's what it's called. And I am going to hold off starting until the 7th of July. But this is the pattern by Gigi. And we got all of the called for Roxy threads. They're stunning. So she does provide a DMC conversion as well. I believe this is going to be you can already buy the pattern. And I think you can buy all the supplies from Evertote as well. It just came in a box format with some extra goodies. We got this needle minder, which is really pretty. It's heavy too, it's metal. And then some rainbow thread cutters. Then there was like a candy bracelet in there. Got to relive my childhood a little bit. We always got those at school. I don't know why. It was like the last week of school. They were handing out candy bracelets or something. I don't know. And then we got the called for fabric, which is a 40 count buttercup. Well, you could choose different counts and bases, but I went with the 40 count. And it's really a pretty creamy yellow. So I'm very excited for that. Hopefully I can squeeze out a Artsy Housewife finish on that Study in Nature before I start another moth pattern, but I'm not pressed about it, so there we go. So let's pop in the giveaway here. I have a couple patriotic or just red, white, and blue themed charts that I'd like to give away. So 2 winners. We're not going to do these as a set. And I think I will draw for a winner probably in 2 weeks or so, because I'd like to ship these out before the month of July is like completely past us. I know people stitch patriotic things outside of that month, but I just like to get it shipped out sooner rather than later. These are 2 Plum Street sampler patterns. One I stitched from this a long time ago, but it's in really good condition. Like the price tag is still on it. I didn't mark it up or anything. So this is Henpeck. And if you would like to be entered to win this, use the word hen in your comment. And this one, I'm sad I'm not gonna get to stitch. It's really cute, but I just don't think, it's not on my priority list, so I'd rather someone else enjoy it. This has not been used. This is Jeans and Weenies. I've done spring roll. I think it's in my under the bed box of unfinished, but not fully finished, but finished cross stitch pieces. So I've done spring roll, but I don't think I'm gonna get to this one. So Jeans and Weenies, let's use the code word jeans if you'd like to be entered in those. So standard giveaway rules apply. Don't mention the word giveaway in your comment. Be at least 18 so I can legally obtain your address, and I will probably draw a winner in about 2 weeks or so. So towards the end of June. And actually, let's go June 21st because I know that's a Friday. I will draw a winner on June 21st, and I'll just comment on your comment. And if you could then reach out to me with via email, Instagram DMs, and give me your address, I will get those shipped out to you. Hey, that was fun. Haven't done a giveaway in a while. What else have I been up to? I've been organizing. So there were many nights when I just didn't have the headspace, I guess, to cross stitch or like do that sort of like physical pulling of thread or knitting with needles. So I decided to do some organizing. I had previously used, this is Vanna Pfeiffer's method of thread storage, and I had previously had all of my thread bases using this system. So I have this file folder box, and you basically take like those file folders with the hangers on them, slice off just so you just have the top, punch holes through them, get these little metal rings, and then attach the threads to them. It's kind of labor intensive, but I had previously had all of my classic Colorworks, Weeks Dye Works, and Gentle Arts on the system. That wasn't working for me because when I'm looking for like called for threads with classic Colorworks, Gentle Arts, you know, I go looking for them alphabetically. Well, it's hard to store these alphabetically because then anytime you're adding something, you'd have to like take off a million to get it in the right spot, you know? So I'm now only having my color and cottons on these, and I color coded them. So I think that'll be a lot easier to keep up with, and that's how I look for my color and cottons, like how I do my conversions. Like I'm looking for a color family, not necessarily a name of a color. So let's look at my greens. Aren't they pretty? So yeah, that was fun. It took a couple of hours. Yeah, and then I put all of my, so this is like Classic Colorworks. I made a little tag. It says Classic Colorworks. Gentle Arts, and Weeks is in here somewhere. The lowest amount in Weeks. So I have those. It's much easier to find what I need. So that made me feel good. And then I also sorted through my charts, and that's why we're doing giveaways today, because I have a bunch of charts that I'm not gonna get to. So let's move on to crochet knitting. Yeah, not a whole lot happened in that department over the last month or 6 weeks or however long it's been. I've been showing this sweater since February. Hopefully this will be the second to last time. I think I can get it done by next time I film. This is the Chessie sweater by Donna Estin. I'm knitting it in a worsted weight yarn, Cascade 220 non-superwash in the color Iridescence. Whoa. There's 2 yarn strands hanging off there. Ugh. I added the cable detail. Let's just fold this up, shall we? The cable detail at the bottom hem. I put on a whole sleeve, and it has the cable detail around the cuff. So I just have to do the other sleeve and then the neckline. And like holding it, oh, it's so hot. No, I don't really want to touch that right now, but I'm going to because it needs to get done. And then remember how I said I was going to knit a pair of socks every month? That didn't happen because I didn't finish my socks for May. I didn't even finish a single sock. This is by Northwoods Knit Company. This is a Stardust sock, but I did turn the heel. Before I just had the leg. So I did the heel, did the gusset, and now I'm working on the foot. I'm gonna repeat the colorwork section on the foot as well. The pattern calls for like a bobble stitch to be used and just continue in this dark color, but I thought the colorwork on the toe would be cool. So, or on the foot and then leading into the toe would be cool. So I'm gonna do that. I'm using, this is a mess of a skein right now. My cake is failing me. This is Eggplant on Malabrigo sock. And then this color was by Palmer Yarn Company, and it's the color Driftwood. Very surprised I can remember that. Then I thought we'd talk about plants for a second because I want to be like Emily C. So these are a couple of new plants I've acquired. This is the Monstera Thai Constellation, which was all over TikTok, or at least my For You page on TikTok. Was showing a lot of people posting where they found these on. Also, I'm part of a big box store plant watch group on Facebook where people will share their location and what plants are at different Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever. Walmart. This was a Walmart find. These were popping up across the United States in different Walmart stores, and I've never had a variegated Monstera before, so I do now, I guess. Yeah, was really excited to find one of these finally. Finally came to Iowa. It took a while. Everybody else got them first, it felt like, so I was stalking Walmart, and then I found them one day randomly, and then I went back the next day and they were gone, so good timing. The other plant I got from a local plant store, this is a relative of a Pothos philodendron. I will butcher the name. I think it's
It's been 84 years.
The Cistrubii. I only know genera and specific epithets of bacteria, okay? Pronunciation-wise. So, Trubii Moonlight is the color, and it's a really pretty gray, silvery sort of color. And I love it. Haven't killed that one yet. I'm kind of scared, but Pothos and philodendron are easy to keep alive, so hopefully all will remain well. For thrifting, I don't have a whole lot. I went to an outdoor flea market. It's a very large outdoor flea market at in Wetshire, Iowa at the, was it in May? It's either May or end of April. I'm already forgetting. I went there. It was super muddy. It was not a good time. But I did find some things. I found this really cute crystal lamp and a wicker vase. I got a bamboo tray for my bed, so like I can be aesthetic and have like, if I'm reading in bed or something, I can have like a little drink on the tray, you know. I think those are like the main finds of that trip. I'll have put in some footage from when I was there. I recently, just this past weekend, found this really cute wicker, it's like a teacup planter holder, candle holder, I don't know. I have it back here. I'll pop in a picture of how I styled it. I put a fake plant in there because I didn't have a real plant that was small enough, and I've had this fake plant forever, so shoved it in there. A candle would be really cute too though. I found this candlestick holder for like $1. It's cute. I'm a sucker for candlestick holders. What else? I know I took more pictures. Oh, there's this woven, I don't know, it's kind of like a basket like material. mandala sort of thing that I found at an antique store that I put above my headboard. I think that was mostly it. Other things I got up to in the month, I went to a concert with my brother and sister-in-law. We saw Cody Johnson in Des Moines. I really liked the opener, Drake Milligan. He was on he's on a TV show called Sun Records where he portrayed Elvis. So he definitely has an Elvis vibe, and he sang Blue Suede Shoes, which I'll have put in the beginning intro because it was really good. So I like the opener a lot. Yeah, just had a couple outings here and there. I've been home to visit my parents, so you get some footage of the Mississippi River at the beginning. Yeah, it's been a good 6 weeks. I am coming up on a trip to Atlanta for a conference where I'll be presenting, so the rest of the month it's go time, and then I have a committee meeting. So you have sort of, as a PhD student, you have an advisory committee of like 5 members, and they give you feedback on your research and steer you in the right direction, hopefully. Ask you a lot of really hard questions, basically, for an hour and a half. So that will be 2 days after I get back from the conference. So all the big things are happening in June. I'm dog sitting at the end of the month. Yeah, so it's all coming really fast here, but I hope to keep someone on schedule and be back at the end of July rather than June. So yeah, that's what's coming up for me. I hope everyone is doing well, enjoying your hobbies, and thank you again for spending time with me today. I am watching the pictures trickle in from StitchCon, and I hope everyone will have the best time at weekend A and weekend B to follow. I'm not jealous at all. And I think that's all I have to ramble on about. So I guess I will see you when I see you. Take care. Bye.